There was dismay, disappointment and anger yet again after just a short, unexplained, not elaborated upon judgment from the Supreme Court that simply refused to reconsider an earlier decision by the court on 377. As a result of this, homosexuality is still a crime in India. On the program today, we'll bring you a special interview with Vikram Seth, who joined us on the buck stops here earlier. Remember that Vikram has been a very outspoken voice on this earlier when the Supreme Court judgment criminalized homosexuality all over again. He said to uphold 377 takes us back to barbarism. When asked if he felt like a criminal, he said, "I'm a criminal," and proposed to continue to be one. He also said he will not take the permission of judges to decide whom to love. And he promised that prejudice and inhumanity would be beaten back. Earlier on the program today, I spoke to Vikram Seth, who's in Kolkata. He is our newsmaker tonight. Now, Vikram, you and I have spoken about this so very often. When we last spoke about this, you were very, very upset about the Supreme Court judgment, but in the end, you kept saying that love would triumph. Now, the court's refusal to even entertain a review petition doesn't even explain its decision. Do you believe that people like yourself and others in the community and others who've been championing this cause will now have to rely on the political class because in many ways the judiciary has proved to be a dead end?
Well, I can't say I'm not disappointed, and many people are. Not just gay people, but straight people as well, who expected better justice than they've received. I think that there'll be different routes that can be taken, but the most important thing at the moment, from my point of view, is that people shouldn't lose hope. They shouldn't lose faith in themselves. Young people should believe that it is not a problem with themselves, and it is not a problem with love. It is a problem with injustice and prejudice. They should have confidence in themselves. They should have confidence in their country. Today, the law that has been reimposed upon us is a law from Victorian England. I'm sitting with the Victoria Memorial behind me over here. Beautiful buildings, terrible laws, foreign laws that were imposed upon us as Indians and which are now being sought to be reimposed upon us. We should by no means accept that we are, as Indians who should believe in Swaraj, we should not accept these laws. A great Indian patriot once said, "Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it." And Swaraj means getting rid of unjust laws if they came from abroad, indeed unjust laws from anywhere. It also means deciding yourself about the Indian values of tolerance and not these values that have been imposed on us of rigid and arbitrary and barbaric laws. And it also means Swaraj means ruling yourself and choosing the person whom you want to love out of your nature, out of your natural temperament, out of either your God-given or universe-given temperament. There is nothing wrong with you, believe me, and this is one thing I want to impress upon young people who are likely to be kind of unhappy, feel frightened, bullied and so on. Remember, life was never supposed to be easy, but the most important thing is to remember you have to have faith in yourselves. Do that and nothing can in the long run get you down. Believe in yourself, believe in love, believe in justice, believe in your country, and most of all, do not accept injustice no matter from what quarters it comes, no matter with what authority it is stamped.
So in many ways, this is really Vikram Seth's call for Swaraj. But Vikram, I must ask you that the number of young people that one has been speaking to since yesterday, one of the things that particularly disturbs them is the fact that the court didn't even explain its decision, that it was just this kind of two-line dismissal. But they also made the point that the law has, that society has moved well beyond the law, that there is no going back. But at the same time, they're scared of harassment. People are sharing their stories about being harassed by the police. So what would you say to people who are actually feeling scared about the fact that they came out of the closet, or people who are on the borderline want to come out but now feel they'll be treated as criminals?
Very, very difficult and not easy at all. I think the lack of explanation in this one sentence thing, that kind of was expected, but the lack of cogency or logic or any sense of fairness or sympathy, humanity in the judgment is one that was really shocking. So perhaps one shouldn't have had very great expectations, but it is still disappointing that when such a lot of suffering has been caused, one wouldn't have the sense that one could put right serious injustice that has been done. It is never easy to say you're wrong, but one expects better of people whom one respects so highly because of the position they hold. There has to be justice eventually, and there is an aspect in which it's the luck of the draw. Remember, it's two people who said this, two judges. There were two judges in the Delhi High Court who took a diametrically opposite point of view. Don't lose faith, I would say, in the possibility of justice. But as for what you can do in your family, that is very, very difficult and has become much more difficult because of this unjust refusal to re-examine the matter. What can I say to you? All I can say is believe and have trust in yourself. Late last night when I was feeling dispirited, I was really thinking as much or even more really about you young people, remembering how difficult it was for me even in a liberal family to talk about it. And I would just hope, and that's part of the reason why I wrote this poem and why it came to me. Do not let people say it is un-Indian. What is un-Indian is intolerance. What is un-Indian is trying to determine things for other people. Remember, you deserve Swaraj. You do not deserve the Victoria Memorial and the shadow of Queen Victoria over you. As long as you have faith in yourself, work something out with your families, but do not lose heart in yourself. At no point believe that the problem is with you. It is not with you. Other people say, for example, it's unnatural. That is another species of nonsense. In the natural world, there's behavior from bisexual to homosexual to heterosexual, even to asexual. From elephants to butterflies. We are also just a species. Now in 1861 they didn't know that. They thought, well, this behavior is natural and that is not. Now we have moved on more than a century and a half from that. And yet some people, it doesn't seem to have entered their consideration. But it should enter your consideration. There's nothing non-Indian about it. There's nothing unnatural about it. Trust yourself, no matter how difficult the path ahead will be. And I must say, it will not be easy. But learn also, maybe to have fun if you can, to trust the people whom you love, and to hope and to believe that a better day will dawn.
Before I ask you, Vikram, to share this new poem that you've penned that you hope will bring hope to so many young people who might be feeling apprehensive and scared today, can I ask you, the world over, gay rights is a political issue. In America, for example, the president had to take a position on it. Will we now have to look to our political class to take a position?
But I have talked about this in the past. But this is not really the purpose of the poem and what I wanted to convey to the young. There are many people who can speak about political possibilities better than I can. Let me speak as a poet and someone who cares about my fellow countrymen. And I also think it's very generous, Barkha, that you and NDTV said that anyone can use this free of charge without even consulting you. Feel free to use this recording. Please feel free to use my poem if you think it'll give encouragement or heart to someone who's feeling desperate or dispirited.
We will do that, Vikram.
And
we will do that, of course, and we'd love to hear this poem. Yes, we'd love to hear this poem that you have penned that we believe will give hope to so many young people tonight.
It came to me strangely, not just as I heard the judgment. At that time you asked me to speak and I really couldn't because I didn't want to say something intemperate or rash. But late at night this poem came to me. It's only 12 lines long. And here it is. So let me read it to you, and in a sense not read it to you, but I would say share it with you, wherever you are.
Please do.
No matter how isolated you feel.
Please do. Thank you, Vikram. Please do.
Through love's great power. Through love's great power to be made whole in mind and body, heart and soul. Through freedom to find joy. Or be by dint of joy itself set free in love and in companionhood. This is the true and natural good. To undo justice and to seek to quash the rights that guard the weak. to sneer at love and wrench apart the bonds of body, mind and heart, with specious reason and no rhyme. This is the true unnatural crime.
Vikram Seth, the power of words and the power of love. May love and your words have the last word on this debate. Thanks for joining us on The Buck Stops Here. And from the entire team to our viewers, thanks for watching.